house hack where you buy, you live in, you fix up, you move on. Started renting that one out, bought the second one, moved there for a year, and did that for about 3 years, and that's how we got started.
Yes, about the first one we fixed up, it was a job trailer. We made a kitchenette out of it, and then we built a house around it and pulled the trailer out from underneath the house. Doing it all with credit cards, and then once we got the frame off underneath it, we went and refinanced the whole thing to get the house loan. We still own it today. It is a rent house.
Welcome back to the REI-NWA Podcast. I'm your host, Colley Bailey. I am a broker and team leader at the LoneRock team at Fathom Realty. And this is episode 4. And today we are joined by some of the most famous REI-NWA members and some of the most active ones. This is Charlie and Elizabeth of Adams Family Properties. And this is one of the ones I was so excited to do when Kathleen said I was going to get to do a podcast, because I always love your insights in the meetings, and feel like everybody learns a lot from you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about how you got started in investing, and a little bit about your company and what you guys have been up to.
Okay, we started back in 1990. My parents have rented all their life. They've never owned, but they've always talked about how you can make a lot of money with cash cow mobile homes. And so we've always worked on other people's rent property. So we thought it'd be nice to own some property where our tenants would not have to work on their own property to have a good place to live.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
And that's a really good, I think a lot of people need to hear that because landlords do have a negative perception, in a lot of the public. And I mean, I think as investors, that's something that's kind of on the investor's shoulders to change that perception, so.
Right. Even though, you're trying to make your property cash flow and everything, I feel like you have a responsibility to give a decent place for someone to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've always thought that if we wouldn't want to live there, why would anyone else want to live there? So we've always tried to strive for that.
Yeah.
Happy medium there, for sure.
That's great.
So he says 1990, that's how long we've been together, married. We technically started investing, I would say, about 97.
Okay.
We, did what is called in today's house hack, where you buy, you live in, you fix up, you move on. Started renting that one out, bought the second one, moved there for a year, and did that for about 3 years, and that's how we got started.
Yes, about the first one we fixed up, it was a job trailer. We made a kitchenette out of it, and then we built a house around it and pulled the trailer out from underneath the house. Doing it all with credit cards, and then once we got the frame off underneath it, we went and refinanced the whole thing to get the house loan. We still own it today. It is a rent house.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. So, and then have you done things like the BRRRR method? Kind of like where you're playing with the equity that's in a property to buy other properties.
Yes.
Has that been a part of your strategy?
Yes, we've done that quite a bit. Back when the banks were a little bit looser, it was a lot easier to do that. We've been able to buy property and have it appraised out a lot more by making a good deal and be able to get checks at closing, and rehab them with the check that we get from closing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, today's market isn't quite.
There's not as much opportunity.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher.
Yes.
So you guys are going to be doing a program on September 28th coming up. This is going to be our Rookie Nook meeting, and Kathleen tasked you with rules of thumb for the rookies. Okay, so all you rookies come out on September 28th. It's going to be at 5:30 at the Whole Hog Cafe in Fayetteville. So come get your barbecue on and learn some great rules of thumb for getting started as a real estate investor. And before you get into some of the rules of thumb that we're going to be going over, now's a really good time to introduce our champion sponsor for the month of October.
I'm John Harvester with ProLift Garage Doors. My wife Julie and I run the company, own the company. We're so proud to be here in Northwest Arkansas. We just want to remind everybody, especially the REI members, that we do give them a 10% discount. We like to be involved in the community. ProLift is here to lift you up when your garage door lets you down.
All right, so what are we getting into while we dig into some barbecue at Whole Hog this month?
Well, we'd like to, give some points of rules that that rookies should look at where they're not, the number one thing is not competing with other people. But it's just some of our rules that we go by, that we've seen mistakes that we made in the past that we would like to pass on to new people, saying, hey, don't do this. Not saying that, if you do this, you're not going to be able to make any money. Oh, yeah, you will, but you may learn your lesson the same way we did.
So kind of a school of hard knocks and lessons learned.
Yes.
You're gonna hit some of those highlights. All right. Okay, so we had talked about doing some of those classic, like the 70% rule. What do you? And you had a funny response to that. What are your thoughts on?
I think that's in today's market, it's really tough to do that.
Maybe we should break down what that is, so that.
Yeah, if you go out there and you're looking to buy something, you want to make sure that you don't give any more than 70% of the as repaired value.
So what you'll sell it for eventually.
And what you sell it for eventually. So if you're out there looking for something, make sure that you're with a real estate agent that can give you the comps to let you know what the as repaired value will be. Don't just guess on it. And then it would probably help to have your contractor there to tell you what it would cost to rehab it, so that you're not giving more than 70% with your rehab cost if you're going to be making any money on it, especially because there's some really high rehab costs if you're new to the business and don't really understand what all it takes.
Right. So if you think you could sell it for $200,000, all in, you don't want to spend more than $140,000.
Correct.
That's the idea behind the 70% rule. Again, that's really difficult in the current market to find some of those deals. It seems to be.
Right. Well, the last deal that we bought off the MLS, and we've always been, you don't find good deals, you make a good deal. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times you just have to find the right person that's wanting to sell. Even on the MLS, you can do that. It's a lot more difficult on the MLS, but it is possible.
Yeah. Sometimes they do make it on there.
Yes.
Right. And you have to make your ideas and your thoughts of what you want, what you need out of the deal.
Well, the seller has to understand where that number's coming from.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've done. We always like to, when we make an offer, also give them the rehab cost to make their house actually at the market value. Mm-hmm. Like, you think this is your market value, but this is how much money we have to put into your house to make it market value.
Right.
And a lot of times, especially this last time, they turned us down, and we just said, okay, because our theory is we do that, and then we walk away. If you don't like it, that's fine. We understand if you can't do that. But they came back to us 2 weeks later when they were not getting any other offers. They said, yes, we do understand. This is why we're not getting offers, is because our house is so outdated.
Yeah. It's really important. I mean, even a home that's 10 years old, that it wouldn't be a great flip property, but if I'm putting a house in the market, I'm having that conversation with the seller all the time. Could we do a more updated paint color? Could we do some light fixtures or a couple of different things to make it feel newer? Even if it's 10 or 15 years old, that helps people get the highest value for their property.
Right.
And so, I think there's a general misunderstanding with value. Like, what is a property worth? Well, it has to be seen as a certain value in the mind of a buyer. And I say this to people all the time. It's the buyer's perceived value that we're trying to adjust.
Right. And sometimes, you being a real estate agent, that mindset is hard to change if they've been living there, especially if they've been there 15 years.
Right.
And they haven't done any updates. That's their home. They don't want to be hearing anybody say, oh, your colors are outdated, your cabinets need to be updated. Nobody wants to hear that.
No.
But even like you said, the smallest thing, a light fixture, maybe a mirror, paint color. it doesn't require, total
Moving walls.
revamping of moving walls or even maybe replacing flooring.
Yeah.
It just something small can increase that value, but all of that would need to be taken into account based upon what you're giving for the property.
Right. Okay, well, great. So I think, as you can tell, these two are a wealth of knowledge. Now, how many doors do you have now?
We have 67 doors right now.
Okay.
We're working on a fix and flip in Siloam, and we're working on a fix and flip for someone else in Gravett.
Oh, cool.
And of course, the 28-unit housing subdivision.
Yes. So usually when I hear you guys talk, I hear about the doors that you have and the subdivision that's coming up. But so you're still doing a lot of fix and flips.
Yes, and we still also even not only just fix and flips like that. When a rental property gets empty that's been maybe rented for 7 years, we always go in there and look at what can we do to update that to get the top rent out of that property.
Right. Yeah.
And so we do a lot of making ready like that to make sure that they are still up to date. Keep those units up to date so you get your top rent out of them.
Right. Yeah. Doing a lot of value add
Yes.
to the properties over time.
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, I'm really excited for the Rookie Nook, and I think I've been excited for you two to have a program, just because I think you've got a wealth of knowledge to share with everybody. So again, make sure you're coming out on September 28th at 5:30 at the Whole Hog Cafe in Fayetteville to catch this Rookie Nook talk about rules of thumb.
Rules of thumb.
Rules of thumb.
Yes, just common sense. Some of them's common sense, some of them you wouldn't think of, but yes, just rules of thumb to help rookies out.
Fantastic.
We're here for it.
And now, how can people reach out to you or follow you?
We do have a Facebook page of Adams Family Properties. They can always follow us on there. They can even reach out to me personally at either call or text. We help mentor a lot of people. My number is 479-530-4418. And we're always willing to help someone if they find a deal they just want to see if it makes sense to them. We're always helpful to walk them through it.
Fantastic. Thank you for being such... I mean,
You're welcome.
you guys are pillars of REI. And really, just personally, I appreciate your involvement. And it's been great to be
Thanks.
a part of this with you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes, I'm so glad we got to do this podcast. So
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we always enjoy, the REI meetings because, we always have a lot of information that we want to give out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's dinner and movie for
Yeah.
us too.
Good.
so-
Yeah, kids-
Oh yeah, it's very
Kids are gone,
entertaining.
so-
Yeah, kids are going to college. They're off now. They're both graduated with their master's degree, and so we're just we just go out and have a good time, to network with people.
Love it. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
My name's Tyler Casey. I'm the broker owner of ProX Property Management Bentonville. We do serve the whole Northwest Arkansas area, but our office is located in Bentonville. The purpose of our business is to build the world's greatest real estate investment, property management, and housing solution. We really want to have a holistic approach to that, where we help people with deal structure, due diligence, financing options, deal sourcing, and property management. We like to say that we make direct ownership of real estate investments passive, profitable, and as easy as owning a mutual fund.